Hey guys, welcome to Total Health with Dr. Nick. I'm Dr. Nick Sedano, and today I wanted to talk to you about probably the hottest and most feared topic that's all across America today, and that is the flu. And guys, this is something that is striking fear in so many parents because obviously there's children that are dying as a result of it, as well as adults. So this is not something I'm trying to minimize, but something I can hopefully give you some comfort to really put you in more control, that this is not something you need to fear if you follow these simple steps that I'm going to talk about, which is the 8 best natural flu remedies, that if you follow these 8 steps, you've got the best chance of preventing the flu. And that's really what it's about. It's not about getting the flu and then try to figure out once you have it, although these remedies will work for that too. It's about preventing it in the first place. And right now, you've got people running around, sanitizing everything, wanting to, wipe everything down, people going to the airport or walking around with masks on, people, just literally in fear that they don't want to come in contact with other people, or if you've got the flu, you can't come near me, don't come in my house. I've got patients sometimes who think, well, I've got the flu, so I don't want to come in your office because I don't want to give it to anybody else. And guys, that is the furthest from the truth. So hopefully, like I said, the purpose of this seminar is to hopefully give you some comfort and really put you in control of what's going on with your health, that you can fight the flu, that you could beat the flu. It's not something you necessarily need to be afraid of. And I know there's lots of tendencies. What do we typically do for this? We typically run to the drug cabinet or drugstore. We might take Tamiflu. You might, once again, sanitize everything, whether you're walking around with wipes or you're squirting stuff or you've got this stuff on your purse and you're pouring it on your hand, cleaning up your hands. You might even go the natural route. You might even go for essential oils or maybe zinc or things like echinacea. This is not about that. This is really more getting into the holistic things that we can do to prevent this, and if you got it, once again, to remedy it. So like I said, the 8 best natural flu remedies. So you want to stay tuned to the very end and watch the whole episode. So let's dive into this. Number 1, I want you to think of your body as like a fortress. So many times we think, oh, the bugs are out there, they're going to get me. The bugs are just all over the place. I can't touch this, I can't touch that. You know what? How many times have you guys been at work with someone else and maybe they had the flu and you didn't get it? Or maybe one person in your house got the flu or the cold and you didn't get it. That's because really the way I want you to think of your body is like a fortress. Your body is this amazing, amazing structure. It's like a fortress where you've got, the moat with the alligators or crocodiles in it. You've got the drawbridge where the gates go up. You've got the guys up at the top here with the bow and arrows, the guys that are armed shooting down at anybody who tries to breach this fortress. You've got the guys that catapult the big stones and the big rocks, not to mention the walls might be 6 feet thick. Well, think of your body as that kind of fortress. Nothing can really get in your body. The germs aren't that strong, guys. They're not as strong as people think. You give way too much power to them. But if you think of your body, like I said, like a fortress, it really only becomes prone to sickness or disease or the germs or the bugs when your resistance goes down, the drawbridge goes down. Maybe the alligators are taking a break. Maybe they're asleep on the other side. Maybe the guys up here are snoozing and they're not fighting or looking out. There's no lookout to see who's coming, what enemy's coming to attack. Maybe there's a crack in the wall. Maybe the moat got drained. I don't know. There was a drought. But nothing can get into your system if your fortress is strong and your body is strong. So you've got to think of it that way. These little germs are not powerful enough to get to you if you keep your body strong and powerful. So prevention is the real key with this. So let's dive into number 1. I want you to think about eating whole foods. Eat real food. If it's coming in a box, you really don't want to eat it. In fact, if you can't read it, don't eat it, okay? So many of these different foods are prepackaged. You're not getting whole foods. So you want to make sure it's organic. You want whole foods. Something like bone broth is amazing. How many times did you guys hear about drinking chicken soup or having chicken soup? Well, there's a real reason for that, because bone broth is one of the healthiest foods you can eat. In fact, it's a superfood because it's so great for your gut health. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, but your gut health is extremely important to immune system function. In fact, some researchers say as much as 70% of your immune system is inside your gut. So you really want to make sure that's healthy. You want to avoid the processed foods. You want to avoid the inflammatory foods. Your grains, Your sugars, okay, sugars are highly inflammatory to your body. So anytime you cause inflammation in your body, you reduce your immune system response. It makes you very prone to sickness. In fact, usually around wintertime, when we go into these holidays, we call the holidays, which is typically from October all the way through to January, you've got about 3 or 4 months of just really destroying your body with the foods, and it's a lot of sugar. All the way from Halloween, like I said, to Thanksgiving where there's a lot of sugar, and Christmas where there's a lot of sugar. So all this sugar in our system has been proven to downregulate our immune system. So avoid these things and add these in. Number 2, good quality sleep. Guys, I cannot express this enough. Not getting enough sleep does not let your body repair. You want to make sure you're getting at least 6 hours at the minimum, maybe as much as 8 or 9. That's really the sweet spot where you want to be. And you want it to be restful sleep. Now, how do you get that? Don't watch TV or don't play the electronics or don't use electronics before you go to sleep. The refresh rate on those screens is very fast, and what happens is it's right in your eyes. And when you put that kind of refresh rate in your eyes, it stimulates what we call beta frequency wavelengths. And these wavelengths are excitatory. They excite your brain up. That's why a lot of times people will say, I just want to read a book, just meditate, or have some quiet time before I go to sleep. That's what you want to do. Optimal room temperature, once again, is about 60 to 67 degrees. You want to keep it cool at night. How many times are you hot? You start to get thirsty, you're tossing and turning, you're throwing the sheets off. You really want to keep it cool at night. That's the key. Number 3, meditation. You want to make sure you're relaxing before you go to sleep. You want to make sure you're taking your day down a little bit. So many of us are overstimulated. We call it sympathetic override. The part of our nerve system that keeps us keyed up all the time is always on heightened alert. We have all kinds of different stresses going on. We're putting out fires left and right. If you're like me, with 5 kids, we're always trying to put out fires. So not literally though. But anyway, so you want to get more meditative time. Maybe that means you want to actually put on some soft music, listen to some water music, maybe some other types of sounds that take your brainwaves into a lower state. Meditation has been proven to actually boost the immune system. It also causes a decrease in flu symptoms, and it's been shown to decrease the severity and the duration of the flu. So meditation is extremely important because, once again, guys, when you're in a heightened state, a high stress state, it's been proven it downregulates your immune system. So get meditating, get relaxed, and get rested. Number 4, exercise. Now, exercise moderately, because if you exercise too hard, and we'll talk about the proper way to do that in a moment, you actually secrete too much cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone. We all know that. So we don't want to have high cortisol. We want to bring that down so that way our body's in a relaxed state and not a high stress state. So exercise moderately. High intensity, short duration, we call it HIIT training or burst training. Those are the key things, which means high intensity in a short period of time. Go back and watch some of my past videos. We talk about that because it's extremely important. You want to keep your exercise sessions under 40 minutes, okay? That's a key thing because once you go beyond 40 minutes, you start secreting too much cortisol. You also want to keep 40 seconds in a set. You want to make sure your set's about 40 seconds. So what that means is this. You want to maybe do a 2 or 3 second up, 2 or 3 second down with a rest in between, or sometimes what I like to do is quick up, slow down. So the whole set or the whole rep should take about 4 seconds, maybe do 10 reps. So that's about 40 seconds right there, and you want a 40-second rest in between, right? So let me recap that. 40-minute workouts, 40-second set, and 40-second break between sets. So don't be sitting there training jaws at the gym, doing a set and then resting for the next 3 or 4 minutes. You don't want to do that. This is the best way to do it, okay? Number 5, and this one, it hits very close to home for me, and that is chiropractic care. You want to make sure you're getting corrective chiropractic care, and there is a difference. You want to make sure the doctor is qualified at actually correcting the spine. Now, why is this so important, guys? Because the nerve system is what controls your immune system. And a lot of times people think chiropractors are doctors where you just go to them, because you tweaked your neck, or you hurt your low back, or you twisted or bent the wrong way, and you got a crick. That's not what chiropractors are about. We're nerve system doctors. And one of the most important parts of your nerve system is the upper neck, right around here. The upper neck here is where there's a connection between the nervous system and your immune system. And what, like I said, directly controls immune system response is your nerve system. So you want to make sure you're getting proper chiropractic care. It can actually increase your immune system up to 200%. It also increases immunoglobulins and B lymphocytes, very important. So these different cells that are attack cells that are in your nerve system, your immune system, are stimulated by the nerve system. So it increases or decreases the flu and its severity and duration also. Number 6, we all know about vitamin C. It's super important because it is a super antioxidant. Vitamin C is an amazingly powerful antioxidant. So it boosts the immune system. It also has been shown to increase white blood cells. So once again, those are the attack cells in your immune system. Those are what fight disease and fight the flu and fight bacteria and fight viruses. You want to take about 1,000 milligrams 3 to 4 times daily. Okay, that's an average dose. Okay, it's a water-soluble vitamin, so that means you typically, pardon my French, but you pee it out. So that's why it looks so yellow and orangey. You have no danger of over-utilizing this. In other words, it doesn't build up a toxicity. So you're fine with this. So once again, 1,000 milligrams 3 to 4 times a day. But if you have the actual symptomatology of the flu, you actually have the flu, go for the full-out 4,000 milligrams. In fact, a lot of people, when they maybe have cancer and other things, they actually get IV doses of vitamin C, and they can go up to 5,000 or 10,000 milligrams of it. So you can't overdose on this. You can give yourself plenty of it, and it's going to totally benefit you. Number 7, vitamin D. Another vitamin that's extremely important. In fact, vitamin D is really more of a hormone than it is a vitamin. So it helps with heart, brain, and immune system function. So this is a big one. And guys, the key thing with this is you want to make sure you're getting raw vitamin D, not the synthetic form of vitamin D. So get the raw one. The brand I like to use a lot, and I'm not getting kind of kickbacks from this, but it's Garden of Life. They have raw vitamin D. It's called Vitamin Code. That's their line. And it's raw vitamin D3. So you want to get vitamin D3. Sun is the best source, of course, but in the wintertime, you're not getting much sun. And by the way, that's one of the reasons why we get sick in the winter, is because we're not exposed to the sun like we are during the summer. So it's not because the germs just do better, they get more powerful in the wintertime, or how many times did you hear this? Don't go out in the cold with no shoes on, you'll catch the death of cold. That's not really how it works, guys. It's typically because your immune system is suppressed. Like I said, the fortress is not as strong as it normally is, so you end up getting sick because your immune system is suppressed, not because the bugs do better in the winter. But it's mainly because you're not getting as much sunlight. But you can take, as I said before, supplementation. You can get supplemental vitamin D, and that's the one I was telling you about, Vitamin Code by Garden of Life, a great one, or choose whatever kind you like. But you want to take about 4,000 IUs daily. Now, this is a fat-soluble vitamin, so this can become toxic, but taking upwards of 4,000 to 5,000 international units or IUs is perfectly fine. Next, probiotics. Wow. I talked about this earlier. Some researchers say as much as 70% of your immune system is housed inside your gut. And guys, those little bugs in there, those little bacteria are what you want. In fact, there's 10 times more bacteria overall than we have our own cells. So if we have 75 to 100 trillion of our own cells, do the math. 10 times more than that. It totals about probably 3 to 4 pounds of bacteria. Not to sound gross, but it's the truth. So you need the gut bacteria so that way your body heals better. That's why your immune system functions better. Now, how do you get this? Well, you can do it in yogurt form, but some of you may be lactose intolerant, so you don't want to have to go through yogurt. But probably one of the best sources is kimchi. I love kimchi. I make it myself. It's basically almost like a sauerkraut, very similar to it, except that it's got other different vegetables. You can put whatever you want in it, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, you could put carrots in it, you could put garlic, you could put really pretty much anything, bok choy, anything that's high in what I call the Andy score, which is about 1,000. You could put kale in it. And Andy score means aggregate nutrient density index. Very, very high. Look up the vegetables on that. But high Andy score vegetables in kimchi is fantastic. Kefir, basically like a yogurt, or like a liquid yogurt. Yogurt, of course. Sauerkraut, which we all know what sauerkraut is. Kombucha. Kombucha is a fermented tea. So that has the bacteria in it because you have to ferment the tea. And then pickles, of course. So a lot of you are thinking, I don't know if I want to eat some of this other stuff. I don't know if it's going to taste good. You know pickles taste good. So anytime you can eat a fermented or pickled vegetable, it's a really good thing because not only are you getting the bacteria, you're getting the B vitamins that they're creating, it's making healthy gut bacteria, but also too, guys, these are what we call prebiotics as well as the probiotic. So these type of foods, especially the ones like your kimchi, your pickles, your sauerkraut, the ones where you actually have the fiber in it, that's a prebiotic, which means it actually feeds the bacteria. So guys, I hope this was beneficial for you. Like I said, my purpose for this video is because of the fact that the flu literally is running rampant in the country right now. And I wanted to give a little bit of an insight as to how you can benefit and how you can beat it. Really, because it's not something you necessarily need to be afraid of, guys. But if you're doing the right things and you're taking care of your body in the right way and building up that fortress, you could beat the flu. You don't have to worry about getting in contact with somebody with it. I'm around sick patients all day long, and yet I'm not sick. So that's how you beat it. So guys, if this was beneficial for you, you know what you need to do? You need to like it. So give it a thumbs up. Give me a like for it. That's how YouTube and Facebook like to do their algorithms. Please share it. If this is beneficial and you know that this could help other people, maybe to reduce some of their fear and put them in control of their health, share it out. Comment. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know if you agreed or disagreed with anything. I've got a pretty thick skin. I can handle it. And also, too, guys, subscribe. So whether you subscribe to my YouTube channel or whether you subscribe to me on Facebook, whatever it may be, let me hear from you. Like I said, like, share, comment, or subscribe. Dr. Nick Sedano, I hope this is good information for you. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.